What up, YouTube? This is Asian with Cards, and who do we have today?
Nick Biggs plays, or Nick Colella. I started 7-0 at West Richmond. I played with the undefeated Makanko guy to table 1. I won game 1. Game 2 I had lethal, and I butchered it. Then I found a new way to lethal him, and I butchered that. So that's actually really good. It was just entirely my fault. I messed up a few times. Then next match, I played with Tier. He went first, I opened okay. And then I lost in game 2, insane. And next day, Medallion went first, $1 run up losing. But the point is, he's actually really good. He's really underrated. I would say most people probably think Brandon's like maybe the 10th best deck. I would argue it's probably like around 5th. Like, people playing this tier 3 deck, I think it's really, really good. Really underrated. I've been playing it like since release, and I think that I have potential, to top the event, maybe win if things go well. I just want to show you how I play the deck and how I think it's optimal, I guess, to play the deck. So I guess we'll just get into it. But yeah, Star 7-0, definitely a good deck.
No Chimera cards, right?
No Chimera cards. No Give Me Puppet Lock. Just good old Brandon.
Good old Brandon.
All right, so
Sounds
first.
good.
3, obviously Oliver searches Brandon's Bar Trap. If you have Brandon Fusion already, you search like Lost or whatever, or Brandon Red Pin in hand. Everyone knows this by now, but obviously don't forget the great effect of Fusion Monster in the field. It gives you a blocker and it gets a monster. The gate usually isn't a big a deal because it's usually during the battle phase, but it just makes it so you can't die. Like, a lot of things that's important is like, there's like a lot of follow-up the next turn with like Tragedy and like just like, I don't know, a lot of floaters and grave and stuff. And like Brandon Fusion pops off each turn. So the point is, don't forget to float it with it to stay alive. Okay, 3 Albaz. You have to run 3 because it's just the grind game sucks and Rescue Ace is a very grindy matchup. I also want to say I went undefeated versus Rescue Ace. I went 5 over Rescue Ace. This deck is really good versus Rescue Ace. Really good, in my opinion. And in general, I think it's underrated, really good deck. Anyways, Albaz, in like scuffle situations, it's not bad to just summon it and make Mirror Jade. But the main thing is like you can dump it with like Albion stuff, and then you can special Cartagia from your hand. You can discard the opening and special Cartagia from your hand, so making your. Otherwise, like drawing Cartagia is kind of a brick because what happens, you have to choose between something Cartagia or Aliber, and obviously Aliber's usually better. So yeah, not bad and just good for grind. Sorry, I talk a lot, but the point is it's very educational.
I like Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, I like Brandon a lot, so I'm gonna explain like things about the cards that are very important. All right, Albion, Shroud Dragon. So obviously you usually send Brandon Retribution to banish from grave to get a card back for free, but there are a few things you can do. So like one play I did, I was 3-0, play versus Rescue Ace, alright, so I love this play. You have to have Aliber, Brandon Red, and Albion, which are, 2 of those are one-ups, but it'll happen once every like 20 games or something. So I go dump Albaz, okay? Summon with Albion, draw a card. Summon Aliber, he goes Valor. I go chain Brandon to red. So you can fuse with the Aliber to dodge the Valor or dodge the Imperm. So that's cute. Dumping this is good too. Also, what you can do is you can go like Quem dump this. Then you can like try and fuse for Gragonol. Gragonol sends Bestial Serenir. Then use this effect to send Retribution, and Serenir sends Brandon Fusion. You get basically this is the way to search Brandon Fusion if you send Retribution to grave and you have Serenir as well. So again, day 2, I had a match where I thought my hand was terrible. It was like Albaz, Cartagia, Quem. I went Quem, send this, then special Cartagia, make Gragonol. Gragonol, send the Serenir, send the Brandon Fusion, activate this, send Retribution, banish that Brandon Fusion, activate Brandon Fusion. So yeah, I kind of just explained what I said twice, but they're useless. All right, next card's Courier. I don't need to explain this card. It's really good. It's non-negotiable, obviously. If you search it off Lost, it's a monster negate that's like really good. You can't be dodged by things like Imperm Cam. It's kind of like Ash Blossom. And then you can also just banish from Graveyard to search. It's just a perfect one of it. It does a lot. But yeah, and you can also Gold Sark it to search things. Okay, anyways, Tragedy. Obviously, if you go for Lobelion, like if your hand doesn't have Cartagia, you usually just do Lobelion. You get use this to search either Aliber. If you don't have it, search Brandon Red, or you search Ad Libitum if you already have the Aliber. To get Mirror Jade again on the next turn. So really good card, not negotiable. We all know this. Okay, so let's move on to Blazing Cartagia. So I was messing around with 1 because like technically speaking, like you only need 1 if you don't draw it because you just want fusion deployment. But it's actually like pretty, as I said, the more I played it today, the more I realized you have ways to summon. Again, Brand opening discard of Albaz, or Albion Shroud Dragon, send Albaz, then special this, then some Aliber. Let your Albo dodge the Imperm, stuff like that, the Valors, like some certain targeting negations. But yeah, this card is crucial because if you only open Aliber, it's half as strong as opening Cartagia and Aliber. Like the full comp, so the main reason it's actually so strong, this is the most important part of the video, part of everything, is the end board is broken. And I don't know if what other people do with their end boards, maybe try and give it like you can either give it Puppet Lock and do nothing else, which isn't that good because you have not much recursion and it's not good for some matchups and it's really just not much going for you, like you can lock them. But it's really all in, it's an all in thing. Or you have, so what I end with, I can even show you later, is I end with like it's 2 banishes, 3 pops, a fuse on their turn, and like McCourier and like other, it really ends around varying on the hands like 8 or 9 negations. I'll say anywhere from 7 to 9 interactions. 7-9. That most decks can't beat that, and they're very layered. So a lot of times I'll play Fnatic and they'll like droplet me. You can use Branded Red to like if you Mirror Jade and then they droplet try to droplet. You can Branded Red fuse with the Mirror Jade. They'll negate whatever you summon, like Drake's Pelia, but it'll make the Mirror Jade resolve no matter what, and then Adlib summons it back, and then you get another banish, and it's just there's not many ways like around it because Adlib's on the chain link. So yeah, anyways, these are good. Sorry, I talk a lot. I just think it's all important.
Oh, you're good.
Quem, people overrate this card so much, I don't even understand why they would ever do that. Okay, so let me explain this card. This card is a good one of, you can get off opening, it's searchable, it has a lot for the deck, it's great. I see Cope videos, I'm gonna just be straight up, Cope videos. I know it's cool to play with the new cards. Summoning Aliber is better than summoning Quem 99% of the time. 99. There's very rare cases with better summoning Aliber. Like, if you already have Branded Fusion, maybe, but even then, getting lost, it does a lot. Like, a lot. It's like every turn you search, and so it's and blanket. So, like, I would argue this is the most overrated card, or I'll put it this way. This is a very important part of the deck. You need it.
Grind game.
It's a grind game, it's searchable. You can summon it off Gragon, which is really good. But the biggest thing is if you're picking between this and Alber's better. Don't listen to people who are trying to trade you weird Quem combos. Don't ever play more than one Quem, ever. People are playing like 2-3 Quems, like, dude, it's literally not that good. It's also not good going second. Because, like, boards and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are good nowadays. They're not just, if you're playing versus good players at a YCS, maybe you're playing at your locals or, like, you're making YouTube videos, whatever. You can, like, do cool Quem combos. Versus an actual full board of negations.
It doesn't do anything.
It isn't, it's just not, I mean, Albert doesn't really either, but point is, Alber's better than this most of the time. It's a good one of, I just don't want people to be too focused on it. It's an optional thing. And it does pop off when it pops off, and it's good in the grind. But most of the time, searching loss is probably better than doing Quem.
But you wouldn't like not play that maybe?
No, I would always play it.
Okay.
It's insane. It's a light. It's insane for a lot of reasons. It's a light. It's a Despia. It's a Dogmatic from Aquarius. It does trust me, it does a lot. And I love it because it makes your opening really good if you already have Aliber. If you already have Aliber, it's like Aliber opening, then it's like, okay, I have another card. I can go get this, like Sen, Cartasia, whatever. Like, so yeah, this card's insane. Just if you're picking between this and summoning Aliber for a normal summon, pick Aliber most of the time. That's all. All right, Adlib. This is why I sent off the Gragonal Dust Dragon, whatever, to get a second Mirror Jade broken. This card's insane. Okay, yeah, moving on. The Libellion pack, Visho package. This is the main card you fuse with for the standard combo. That's why you play it. People are like, oh, do you want to play that? You fuse with it, and if you discard, if you draw, you just get a Serenade, which is fine. This card's also crucial because it can help you get, again, if you can get a Branded Spell and Trap Grave, whether it's with Albion or like some way discard opening, so I don't that's not a good example, but something, you can just also use this to get the other one, the Retribution plus Branded Fusion and Grave, and get a free Branded Fusion. All right. Now, this may seem weird. I'm explaining Ash Blossom. I won't explain that long. I wasn't playing this prior because, like, you only have so many tech slots in your deck. So I was playing Thrust before, okay? Because I was doing the whole, like, oh, okay, if they Ash Branded Fusion, you can Thrust and then get Fusion Duplication and then fuse on their turn. But it's really not even that crazy. And, like, my biggest issue was, like, Thrust was dead. Like, I have so many hands that are brick hands that always involve Thrust and tactics. Like, you don't have great ways to bait hand traps, and if they don't have the Ash, then, like, I don't know, it's I guess it'd be good anyway, but I don't know. The point is, I feel like I needed more, mostly also because okay, put it this way, Yugex are also really strong right now. Yugex are really strong right now. If you do not have enough interaction going second, you will lose. A lot of hands, they'll go first a bunch of stuff, you'll Thrust, they'll, like, negate it or whatever, and then you just lose. It's just, like, not that good. And also, like, Thrusting's a big package, because you want to get value on second on Thrust, you probably like one Dark Pool or something. So I placed the Thrust. I'm not going to get Thrust at all. So that's where I'm going here. So if I get Ashed, I say, okay, they have Ash, just keep playing. Obviously, my turn's a lot weaker. I did get Ashed a lot. But as long as you have Fusion deployment, like Cartasia plus Aliber, you can still do a lot of stuff through Ash. Like, it's fine. But yeah, point is, I run Ash. Some random decks don't fit Ash because they don't think so. If I didn't run Ash, I would not have 1-7-0. This was good every matchup. Every matchup, every deck, this was like a crucial card that I needed.
You wouldn't like play a more impactful hand trap like Nib or Droll?
I think this is
Best
more
one.
impactful. Because the Ashing Emergency is like really good. The Ashing Hydra in hand, this situation is really good.
The Unchained Traps.
Every deck is a crucial card in this format right now. Where if you Ash it, you're in a good spot. Like, besides, like, maybe Pearly.
Tour Guide.
Yeah, Tour Guides. Well, yeah, Tour Guide's like a decent one. There's like hitting the Banished guy for the Chimera, whatever. This is always good. It's just good. I'll put it that way, just good. Thrust has issues. We're seeing a decline in Thrust also in topping decks. A lot of the top indie didn't play Thrust, so, like, I just kind of wanted to have a more reliable going second card. Just trust me, it was night and day. I played Thrust last event, I won 2-2. I played Ash over Thrust, no Thrust, I won 7-0. Okay, 3 Branded Fusion. This is obvious, I won't explain this one. I'll just, like, show you I'll show you the main combo, like, after everyone, but this is Branded Fusion, obviously. All right, 3 deployment. I messed around with a lot of different ratios. I actually coped and ran 2 at Indy. Worst decision in my life. This was the best card in the deck the whole time. Again, Summon Albert, Branded Fusion isn't really that crazy. You get Adlib to hand, and you get like Brandon Red. But when you have this, you unlock like, that's when you unlock like the 8 interaction combos. So like, I'll show you them. But basically, you do this, you summon Cartesia, then you summon Aliber if they can't Imperm or Valor because you can just dodge it. Then also the cool thing is if you have Brandon Lost, then when you do the main combo, you can fuse with Cartesia without fearing like Valor or Imperm because they're under Lost and can't respond.
Do you ever do this first?
I
Like to try and
always
bait out Ash, or people always just save Ash for a Branded Fusion?
They always say Branded Fusion, but
Okay.
you should always use first.
Okay.
You should always start with this. There are like niche grind games where you can get like Alabaz off this and fuse, but those didn't come up this time, they do come up. But basically, I always start my turn with this. It just makes it way harder for them to do things. It's just your dodge. Like, think about it. If you go like Summon Aliber, it's so easy to stop that. Like Solic, like any negate, like
Rescue
any-
Age traps.
literally
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
This makes it really complicated for them. It makes it great for you. All right, 3 opening. Obviously, switch to Aliber or Purity of Aliber, which is the Quem. But the Grave Effect's really good in certain matchups, and yeah, it's just more consistency. Jumping cards could be cool if you have Albass and like just have great feel. All right, Brandon Red. I almost want to run 2. I won't. I know I won't. But there are a lot of times where I wanted to. This card was like, I don't even explain because everyone knows how good it is. But basically, you're night and day if you resolve or not this card. If you do, you get like a +4, so it's like the best card ever. I'll show the combos so you guys know what I'm talking about. Lost searches a lot. Can make some cool combos if you don't open, like if you open with Cartesia or don't open Fusion Deployment, you can like search it in special. If you can get Albaz in Graveyard, which happens a lot. Then you can do the full combo like in a weird roundabout way. But the blanket thing, and they can't respond, and searching is really good. All right, 1 call by, obviously just good versus Ash, and it's generically fine. All right, Foolish and Gold Sark, I just want consistency, especially when I'm playing a more traditional build. Put it this way, if I don't draw Aliber, I am kind of scared because you have to like fuse like with Cartesia and Albaz, and it's just really not as good. Like you need Branded Fusion, and I just want as much play to max it. This one's better. If you're trying to only play one of these, like at Indy, I didn't play this one. I was trolling because I played that Frost package. I would play both because this one really only hits Tragedy. I think OC10's not that great. Like Serenir is like not that great, but like this one's great because if you banish the so this one you can get McCurry, banish McCurry or Tragedy. So it gives you options on like the Albaz side, like Albion, Cartesia, or the like Tragedy side. You just get Albert. This one's the juice though. Kind of, because getting Tragedy in the grave isn't part of your main combo. So if you do send Tragedy, search, and they don't have draw, having Tragedy in grave is like having Tragedy to search Aliber is stronger than having Aliber itself by like a good bit. Because you could follow up. So this is technically also like the best opener, but like it's just more susceptible to like draw. But yeah, this card I like both. I would play both again. All right, next Super Polymerization. You don't need to explain this card. It's obviously insane to breaking boards, but it's particularly strong in its Rescue Ace. Because it depends on their board, because every Rescue player is ending on different stuff now. But yeah, I went 5 versus Rescue Ace. I played a lot versus Rescue Ace. My most popular, like our most comfortable matchup, I think it's like really good for Rescue Ace. I love this card versus that deck because again, yeah, you can like get rid of their guys and they can't use the traps. Or if they end with like a bunch of Link guys, you can just like they're usually darks, like IP and stuff. The other thing is go versus Manadium. If they do the Appaloosa line, then you're able to hit like Mud Dragon for Appaloosa and Baron. I was thinking about Draco Quest for like Baron plus whatever the other guy, Abyss Patter, but I don't think so. But yeah, it's just good. I think I put it this way. I think if you only have like board breakers and only have hand traps, you're kind of limited. But if you have a mixture of both, you're able to play the whole kind of stuff. And again, I don't think I would have started off 7-0 if not playing a combination of both. That's why I think the Ashes are very impactful. Because sometimes boards can, if you Super Poly them, it's not enough. Sometimes boards with Ash, it's not enough. But if you can get Ash and Super Poly, that's good enough to beat almost every board. Or like attempt to play the game through every board. So yeah, I don't think it's negotiable. This card is just really strong this deck. All right, 3 Imperm, really strong. It's generally good. I like it a lot because you can draw your 6 card. And like for example, it's like you can't even play this. Okay, without this card in the deck, you can't even beat Unchained. You literally can't because they go Hiking Caesar, you lose. So you have to use this versus Unchained. Just save it. You don't even play on their whole turn. Even if they tour guide, you let them do it, and you just use it on Caesar. So you need this. And again, it's adding more mixtures of back. It's a good card.
You have a Super Poly target for the board too?
You actually don't. So for the only way to out Caesar Super Poly is either set Albaz and then Super Poly it, and then use the set Albaz and make Mirror J with their guy. And you have to have it's like it's weird because it uses your normal summon. So if you don't have Branded Fusion, you have Aliber, you actually still lose because you can't search Branded Fusion. You just go past and it's like not good. They usually beat you. And it's a lot of cards to discard a card, but it isn't. I did that one time for a guy, and I ended up winning. But it's definitely a losable spot even if you do that. And then okay, so these ones are interesting. This one I don't think is negotiable. I mean, you obviously have to play this. Like I guess you don't have to, but like you really want to. Again, you don't always have open Branded Fusion, and they have hand traps, so you need ways to like Albion the Shroud Dragon, send Brand Fusion to Graveyard, like discard this, or activate Brand Fusion, like like Serenir, send like Brand Fusion to Graveyard, then Albion send this, and then banish to get Brand Fusion. You need ways to like get to Brand Fusion. You will not always open Oliver. Like you need ways to get Brand Fusion.
You with 9 copies?
Yeah. Now this one's kind of interesting. So this card. Please do not ever cut this card, please. Okay, so this card is very cuttable. It's a brick, obviously, and it's just a free destruction that you get on top of your full combo. Now, in testing, I've cut this maybe 8 times. Every time I want to add a new card to my deck, I go, well, what's a cuttable card? Well, Branded Beast is, it's cuttable. It's just an extra +1. It's not needed. It's also a brick. But every time I cut it, I immediately add it back because in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays, decks are really strong. They're really, really, really,
Decks are
really
what?
strong. Really strong.
Yeah.
So sometimes having 5 interactions isn't enough because they're gonna have drop with, they're gonna have hand traps, they're gonna have board breakers. It's just not enough. And I truly feel like this is like the card that makes me win the game. It's like they can beat like 4 interactions, but not the 5th, and it's always like this card. And every time I'm testing, it just comes up constantly. And,
Maybe not against Unchained, but everything else, right?
Yeah, for something else. Yeah, I think if I didn't run this, I would maybe have went like 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just think you need it. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So I explained a lot. So I'm gonna go pretty quick through the extra deck. So I think I'd rather in the side deck. So I'd rather show you the combo.
Yeah.
I think people probably want to see the main combo, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll just go through these really quickly. All right. So Mirror Jade, obviously. Rebellion.
Does carry you?
It did.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's the main card. I use it twice with Adlib.
Yeah.
So obviously these are the main combo goes this into this into this. Mm-hmm. So you do all these. Now I will say. Keep this in mind if you're let's say you're a branded connoisseur, you love branded and you just really want to get good with branded. Here's my advice, because again I think I could have topped or won this event if things went well. I start off 7-0, it's good. So you want to end the main combo if you can with an extra Albaz Engrave. One of the main ways to do this is by discarding Albaz from hand for Lebellion's cost. That way. When you finish the combo, you have Albaz Engrave, so then Mirror Jade can dump this on its banish, and then you can banish this to get the fallen Albaz back, and you can fuse with their guy. So you can't do that if you don't end with an extra Albaz, because you need to use that Albaz with Rebellion to fuse for Mirror Jade. So if you can, you really want to dump Albaz on top, whether it's with Albion Shroud Dragon, whether it's with Quem, whether it's with whatever. You want to dump a discard Rebellion, you want to dump an extra Albaz, make this live. This is one of the best parts of the deck. Dumping off Mirror Jade, because it makes sure Mirror Jade not just 1 interaction, but 2 interactions, and this one is broken because you're just fused with their card. That like Unchained guys don't get affected like that, you know what I mean?
It seems really good against Unchained, Mirror Jade.
Yeah, it's really good. So again, we're gonna have the extra fallen Albaz. I'll show them the combo. 1 Masquerade. This is just to have a second target when you like just start fusing like naturally with the Destio monsters. I guess like it makes it hard to die, which is kind of cool. And the burn can add up. Like I had a game versus Unchained where like I made this on my turn because it was just the best thing to make. Because okay, here's what makes my why. A lot of times when you are fusing with just Despia monsters, like you can only make these 2 guys. You kind of want to save this guy because you can summon him with Prognols effect. So you'll just go to this guy just because like he doesn't really do that much. But like I summoned him on my turn, and then you had to do a bunch of stuff to like float to not die. Then he was burned like half his life, and then on his turn to like crack my board back, he was getting burned, and he actually couldn't beat it. He's like, wow, because like you don't really get that much burn. It's only 1. You're like playing 2, but like it adds up and it floats. So you can like okay, they kill it. Albert comes back, and then you can reborn it, and it just makes it hard to dodge. You can follow up.
You never played 2?
This card was so good this weekend, I kind of wanted to.
Isn't it like combo lines you can make it double?
I mean, there is, but it probably wouldn't be part of the main combo. It probably just like, you have like 4 for the main combo. Yeah, I don't know. This card, I would play 1. It's just mostly that like, it gives you a floater so you can't die, and you have to make it a lot. You kind of want to save this sometimes for the Gragonol. So you need something to make, and it just adds up, because some combo lines are very extensive in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, yeah, you won't kill them with it, but like, if you do some damage and then make it, it's like, it puts them on like, oh, they can only use 5 cards, which adds up fast. Like if you play versus Unchained, they go activate the DDD contract, that's 1/600. Effect, that's another 600. Put the pendulum, it's another 600. Effect, it's another 600. It adds up faster than you think. All right, Gragonol, dumps Adlib mostly. Pretty straightforward. All right, Sprint. So you summon this. So these seeds, Fallen of Atmos was an effect monster on this turn. So when you Rinbrum, this makes it so when you banish Rinbrum to get Albaz, you can fuse with anything. Like if you have like, I also played Titanic Lab and stuff before. That's only got 25 or bigger. This just makes it anything. So they something like Meek, right, or like an Unchained monster. The Unchained is just a good example. It's a good match for this deck. You can fuse with it, they don't float. So it's like, it just gives you a universal, generically, I can fuse with their monster on my turn thing. If you don't play this, you can't do that. So yeah. All right, Guardian Chimera. This is what Brandon Red makes, and it either draw, pop, whatever. Predespent, Fierce Spell. I make this every game. I mean, obviously you wouldn't cut it. I don't know if people are thinking about cutting it. This is not for Street Poly. This is just, I mean, you can do that, but this is just like,
an end board.
I make this every single game. because it just comes up. Like if you already have Mirror Jade in the field and you need to fuse, then you need to make sure you're Stapelia, because you only have one Mirror Jade in the field. All right, Super Poly targets, Drura and Mud Dragon, and then I play Apollonius. It is cute for Dragon Link, but the main reason I play it is because if you already sent this. Or like if you're already getting this, whether it's by tripping for Lebellion in your main combo, or you send it with like Mirror Jade, then this is another card you can search with. And you rather would send this over this. Like I send this most of the time. I don't really send this because you want to save this. So the main combo uses one of these. Then you want to save this other one for follow up. So you summon these. You don't send these really. You basically summon these. So you send this instead. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can get both, and you want to summon one of these in the main combo and then one of these in the crackback. This is sent for Branded Fusion next turn. So this is just basically you're searching at the end of the turn card. Okay. All right. Side deck really quick, and then I'll show you the combos because they're more important. All right. So last second I put in 2 cross out. Nothing crazy. It's just for Ash. I just wanted a generically good going first card so like my side pattern for going first is I side out 2 Imperm, 3 Super Poly, because I want to leave in 1 Imperm for cross out in case I don't have Cartasia to dodge. Or like it makes me more leisure. I can have more flexibility with my Cartasia if I have the cross out. It's mostly just to have something for the Ash. Again, Thrust is a really big package, very committal, and Thrust doesn't even stop the Ash. You have to get Fusion Duplication and then do that, and it kind of just is half. You basically get half the value. So I just wanted like a generic thing. I never even really used this that much, but it was good. 3-star Alum. This is actually the best card of my side deck, performing wise. It's just generically good, and a lot of times it can like almost be your board. And you have Solemn. If you're using the right card, it's just broken. I don't know. It's just generically good. It beats even and stops evenly and stuff. It actually stops really evenly. 3 Nib, pretty straightforward. 3 draw, pretty straightforward. Feather Duster, pretty straightforward. Phantasme guy. He's good versus Unchained and versus Rescue Waste. I actually never even summoned him the entire weekend, but like I'd probably still play him, I guess. And if he draws Super Poly, that's really cool. All right, now let's go to the combo line because I do think this is the most value. I talk a lot, but it's better if I just show you. All right, so let's just. I might scuff it up while on camera. So I haven't done it on camera. I don't do it upside down.
Let's camera shy.
Let's just say you have like a basic, super basic hand. Super basic hand. All right. Sorry, basic good hand. Obviously, you don't always have this, but this is the core combo. This is the core combo. This is what you do if you draw these 2 cards. All right, activate this. Summon Cartasia. And I want to mention you don't need this lately. You can, if you get Albion Shroud Dragon, dump Albaz, or opening for this, dump Albaz from hand, then you can special Cartasia from hand. So it's this or Cartasia with certain cards. There's a lot of one-ofs in this deck, but like there's like they cycle and like you'll see them a lot. Okay, so we got some of this, effect. Now, I can show you how broken it is if I don't already have Branded Fusion, but let's be realistic. If I drew Fusion Duplication Deployment plus Albert plus Branded Fusion already in my hand, that's just the best hand ever. So like obviously I'm gonna win. So just know if Branded Loss is involved, you also get McCurry and it's even more broken. But let's be realistic here. All right, activate. So
is it different if you just open up these 2, or this has to be Aliber? Like, what if you just open up these 2 instead of the Aliber? It's good to have like an extra body.
It is a bit different, but I'd also have to know like the rest of the cards by him.
Okay.
Because there's like ways to do like there's so many little things in this deck that add up. That's why I didn't want to drop it, because I thought it was very rewarding, and people were like dropping it early when there was like a lot. Like it's a lot stronger than people think, because the little things add up, and I feel like I don't know. If you play this deck really well, it's like a top 5 deck. That's what I think. Okay, send these guys. Then you do Albion. So here now, if you have Branded and Lost, then you don't have to worry about them having Imperm, because they can't Imperm when Branded Lost covers the whole thing. But let's just say that you don't have Lost. All right, you go activate chain link 1, chain link 2. Fuse with these. Now it is definitely Imperm here, but if you get Imperm, you just keep playing. It's fine. And if they have Lost, they can't Imperm. And there's also just other way. Again, it's like I would have more than just these 2 cards. You know what I mean? So like there's stuff I can do even if I get Imperm and play through it. Let's just say we're just doing a standard combo. Okay. Gragonal, Resolve. So then you have to banish. The reason you fuse here is you need a Dark Engrave, so you'd banish the Aliber and the Albaz. Oh, very important. Again, I'm nerding out really hard right now. This is for the true people who are trying to actually learn this deck.
Connoisseurs.
If you have, let me just go here real quick. Real quick. If you have a Dark in hand and you're still afraid of Imperm, you can fuse with Aliber and the Aliber and the Dark in hand for Lebellion. Okay. So just know you can play around Imperm by using cards from your hand. You don't have to. You can't, like, you're like, oh, what if you lose Imperm here? It's like you can fuse from your hand, so you can keep this in the field to play on it. So stay safe against Imperm. I did it a few times, but anyways, let's just play a normal combo. See what people see. All right, so far, just to reiterate, because I want to do some one swoop so you guys see the sleep combo. Summon, Branded Fusion. Send this. Okay, send this. Chain link 1, chain link 2. Fuse. All right, and then new chain. Or
Are these banished? Some of these are banished.
Sorry. Then for Albion, you do these, and you make Levelian. Usually, I actually do it like this. Not that I don't know if it really matters that much. Discard a card. Let's say our discard's Albaz, because it actually it gives you an extra +1 if it does, and it's very realistic because you run 3, you usually open Albaz. This also is great because it makes Albaz not a brick. It's like people are like, oh, Albaz is so bricky. Like, it kind of is, but if you do this, then like it's actually good. So this is our discard. So you discard a card for Levelian, obviously 1 or 2 cards. I'll probably go 1, 2. Then I'd send Adlib with the Gragonol, and then I'll just fuse with this and the Vanish Albaz from Mirjade. It's kind of tough if you put in attack or defense nowadays. I was playing defense, but like I don't know,
Lightning
Storm. But there's an argument for attack. If you put everything in attack, they can't just like Zeus you for free, which is not common in this meta. But the thing is, like, Makonko can do a lot of damage to you. Pearly can kill you. It's like it's kind of Manadium gets his effects if your guys are in defense. So.
Oh yeah, with the field spell.
So it's undecided. But let's just go. This is what I was doing. What I was doing would be like this normally. All right. So you have this tribute, this, and then you get
Beast.
You get Beast. The free destruction, which matters every time I swear to you every time you play. They'll almost break your board, almost, but this will be the difference maker that they don't, and then you win. I swear. Okay, so this is the board. So then end phase, you get Brandon Red. Okay, so now it's their turn. Let's say they summon a guy, send Rimbrum, banish it. This is just to show you how many interactions we have. So this is the board. This is always fusion deployment Cartagia. Let me show you just how hard it is to break this board, just how many interactions you get. So activate, send Rimbrum. All right. They do something else. Red and red. Fuse with this, and like a card from your hand, like whatever. I'll just this one, I guess. Let's do 2 Albaz. Any monster. That's a different name. This. If you even want to pop an extra card, you can fuse with this. But
you want to draw 2?
If you want, but I mean, you want to pop. It depends on the matchup. But yeah. So we have already got a banish. That's one interaction. This effect. This is gonna pop. So pop, draw 2. So you draw 2 cards, and then you also pop. That's 2 destructions. Then Adlib triggers, reborning Mirjade. Let's say we activate Mirjade again. That's 3 interactions, right? Send Avalantis, because that's the start to the end phase. We're gonna save the Albion for follow up. Oh, this also is in my hand from the end phase. So this is already.
Stack me the monster you fuse with.
Sure. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, we'll fuse with that, so you always have the monster. All right, so we already have 3 interactions on this result. All right, so far that's 3. Now let's say they play another card. Like they're just trying to really push through. Branded Beast, that's 4 pops. They play another card. You go, okay, banish Rimbrum, Albaz from grave, discard whatever.
So this effect, it can summon it, quick effect?
Yeah, you can summon either itself or Albaz. You can't summon itself because it wasn't summoned properly.
Okay.
So you basically have to summon. You have to summon Albaz. I rarely summon this card. It's just for this. Fuse, Sprint. So that's what, already 5 interactions. And then did I do the extra mirror? All right, yeah, I did. So that's 5 right there, I believe.
Plus you might have hand traps.
Yeah, you might have hand traps. So that's 5 right there. You can pop 2 and only draw 1, so we count that as 6 if you want. They have the bigger whole board.
And then this can pop at the end phase?
If it's someone off that lib, it can't.
Okay.
But this is also an interaction. So they say if it's someone a monster or a monster effect, you can banish it, and you can get Quem from your deck. Then Quem sends Cartagia. Oh, this is also an argument to leave Cartagia in case this happens, but you usually would probably just put it in your hand and fuse with. They something off the extra. Oh, if a monster leaves the extra deck, you can also make a monster leave extra deck yourself. So even by fusing with this. So let's say they do a monster effect, you can summon this, and you can fuse, and you can make Trigger Sepelia.
For 7, that's like 7.
It's like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so let's just say this is 6 interactions, right? This is so 6 interactions off. 6 interactions off Fusion Deployment Albert alone.
Plus you have 2
with
cards.
follow up, but that was only 2 cards. If we also had Lost, we'd also have McCourier. So that's with the 7. There's things you can end with. Sometimes you can also blend Quem on top of everything. So like,
and also if you draw like Retribution or something
yeah,
like
so
that,
there's
like
ways to
one
extend it. And instead of making instead of doing Quem off this, what other thing you can do is you can banish this and just get Quertus from your extra deck. And this makes it extremely hard to die. Like, extremely hard to die. Because they have, like, it's only the main phase, so you can try and bait it out, but it's like, how are you killing these cards? Like you're not killing me. You can kill the cards, but you won't kill me.
Or you can make, what's that guy's? The burn one, Masquerade.
Masquerade, Hero Borns, yeah. So it's just like 6 interactions really easily.
Plus the 3 other cards, plus the 2 cards you drew.
Yeah, so it's 6 interactions, plus you get to draw 2 or like whatever. You know, you get the point. It's very strong. That was a 2-card combo. And then now the fun part of the deck that I like is that even if you don't draw Fusion Deployment plus Aliber, there are ways to get to it. Like if you go like a simple hand would be like, this is like a very basic hand, but if your hand's just like, let's just say it's like this, right? So no Aliber or Fusion Deployment in sight. This is the same thing with none. You just go like this, discard this, or yeah, discard this, Aliber, special this. I guess they could imperm the Aliber at that point, but if they don't have the imperm, then you can just do it in reverse like that. Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of ways to play through things. If you have lost on top, it's very good. And just small things. There's just small ways to set it up. So yeah, that's my main combo line. I would argue what I just did there is 10 million times better than a Gimmick Puppet Lock. Because Gimmick Puppet Lock is just pretty all in. It takes a lot of resources. I think it takes like really specific like hands to do proficiently. Like
You can use a droplet, right?
to do, yeah, you use a lot.
Yeah.
To do proficiently,
Visuals.
you probably have to have Quem, and I would never want to summon Quem over Aliber. And Quem's also a 1-of, so it's just kind of bad. And it also is unrealistic. Like, you're playing versus a field of all kinds of decks. You think you're gonna give up a lot of people, and like, it's just gonna either A, just gonna resolve the whole time, or B, like, the deck doesn't even care sometimes. Like, Labyrinth doesn't care that much, Fighters doesn't care. Where these pops and banishes are universally good against every deck. So, yeah, I started strong. I threw my 8-0 match, which I had lethal on for the game, like for the match win. Definitely could have ended up doing really well. So I appreciate you still into the deck profile. That's cool, but
I think you're the only branded Despia that made day 2. I think there was one other guy, but he was playing the Chimera stuff.
yeah, I wish I closed it out because when I was 7-0 and I was about to win my 8th match, I thought I was like maybe could win the whole thing. Not how it turned out, but the main point of this video is to showcase like the things like I think the combo and 2, Brand's really underrated. It's really good. Even if they ash you, it's not that big a deal. Like you still can end in like Ragado, Branded Red plus like hopefully something else. It is brutal. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's like I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, it plays through Ash. Like, it doesn't. Ash is the best card. You will be.
Yeah.
You were not in a great spot to get Ash, but the match if you don't get Ash, you just like win. And there's ways around like this thing.
Because sometimes you can get Ash and then your opponent bricks too, and then you just win.
Yeah, I should have it in my post this game. Or this before. It's kind of hard. But if you get Ash, it's just fine. It's just fine. You win the other 2 games. If you don't get Ash, you just win basically.
You side cross out.
You side cross out. If you don't get Ash, you basically win automatically. Yeah. Maybe I was like 3 cross out. I don't know. Just to make sure. But yeah. Okay. That's
Sounds
my
good. Thank you.